Have you ever wanted to start your own website or blog, but got confused about all the WordPress options out there? Trust me, you're not alone. My name is Daniel, and today we are diving into the WordPress world to clear things up. We'll talk about WordPress.com and WordPress.org, what they are, how they are different, and which one might be the better choice for you. Let's dive right in. What is WordPress? Alright folks, let's tackle the big question first. What exactly is WordPress? WordPress is one of the most widely used platforms for building websites, and for good reason. It's so popular that it powers over 40% of all websites on the internet. Yeah, you heard that right folks. Almost half the websites you visit are probably built on WordPress. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. So what makes WordPress so special? Well, it's incredibly flexible and easy to use, even if you're not a tech wizard. Whether you want to start a blog, set up an online store, or showcase your portfolio, WordPress gives you the tools to bring your vision to life. And the best part about it is that it's customizable. You can tweak and adjust your site to fit your style or business needs perfectly. It's kind of like having a giant digital toolbox where you get to pick the exact tools you need. That's why people love it. Whether you're a complete beginner or a seasoned pro, WordPress has something for everyone. But here's where things get tricky. WordPress comes in two flavors: WordPress.com and WordPress.org. They are both amazing, but they work differently. Let's break it down. What is WordPress.com? WordPress.com is like the all-in-one package. It's a service run by the creators of WordPress, and they handle most of the technical stuff for you. That means no need to worry about hosting, backups, or security. It's all taken care of. You can start for free, but here's the catch. Free plans are pretty limited. Your site will have WordPress ads, and you can't use custom plugins or themes. If you want more features, like removing ads or adding e-commerce functionality, you'll need to upgrade to a paid plan. WordPress.com is great for folks who want a hands-off experience and are okay with some limitations. Think of it as a beginner-friendly option where you can focus on creating content without worrying about the tech side. What is WordPress.org? Now let's talk about WordPress.org. This is the self-hosted version of WordPress, and it's a bit more of a DIY setup. You download the WordPress software from WordPress.org and install it on your own hosting server. This option gives you the total control over your site. You can use any plugin, choose any theme, and customize everything to your heart's content. The possibilities are endless. But of course, with great power comes great responsibility. Since you're self-hosting, you'll need to handle things like security, backups, and updates. It's not super hard, especially with helpful hosting providers like Verpex that make managing these tasks a breeze. But it's something to keep in mind. WordPress.com versus WordPress.org. So what's the difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org? After all, they seem almost identical in name. In the world of web development, this creates a lot of confusion. So let's figure it out, compare the two versions, and see what makes them different and what they have in common. WordPress as a CMS is built using PHP and uses a MySQL database. To understand the difference between the two services we are discussing, let's start with WordPress.com. WordPress.com is ready to use, with no downloads or coding, but it's limited to built-in features. WordPress.org lets you fully customize, install plugins, and code for any need. This means that with WordPress.com, you won't have access to the files or the database structure. Basically, WordPress.com offers a complete service without you needing to dive into any technical details. Now let's log in and check out the site we created specifically for this review. Once you log into the platform, you'll find that there's already a default theme in place, along with a WordPress admin panel, where you can manage your posts. That means you can create new blog posts, organize categories, upload images, and create pages for your site. If you want to change the theme, you can pick one from the available options in the WordPress online theme store. You can also install plugins like WooCommerce for setting up an online store. But keep in mind that using plugins is only available on the business plan. That's what makes WordPress.com an expandable platform for building a site without needing to learn programming. Now, what about WordPress.org? WordPress.org lets you download the WordPress files so you can set them up on a hosting service and manage everything yourself. For hosting, you could use a provider like Verpex. We've recently created a site there, so let's take a look at it. What does this self-hosted version of WordPress let you do? You get access to a file manager, so you can see all the files for your site, edit them, fix errors, and configure your WordPress setup however you want. You also get access to the database connected to your WordPress site, so you can manage the tables and see what's stored inside. Additionally, you can enhance your site's security by installing SSL certificates, managing security at the hosting level, and using plugins for things like caching. The hosting gives you all these capabilities. As for the admin panel, it's the same WordPress admin panel where you can create posts, manage categories, and so on. For example, you can add a new blog post or manage categories just like on WordPress.com. You can also create pages, just like on WordPress.com. But now you're doing it on a self-hosted WordPress setup. You still have access to the WordPress theme store to install new themes, but now you're not limited by pricing plans when it comes to plugins. The only limitations you'll face are based on your hosting resources. And typically those hosting resources will give you more flexibility than WordPress.com. For instance, upgrading your WordPress.com plan to an e-commerce site might cost more than buying hosting and setting up your site through WordPress.org. Technically speaking, WordPress.com is limited to built-in optimizations. You won't have access to caching, database optimization, server configuration, or other advanced features. With WordPress.com, you're limited to its web interface and basic development tools. More advanced tasks require upgrading your plan. Meanwhile, WordPress.org, with a freshly installed WordPress setup, gives you full control for local development, connecting text editors, and using version control systems. When it comes to security, WordPress.com's options are restricted to its built-in configuration. Security plugins you might want to install could be paid or unsupported in this version. In contrast, WordPress.org gives you complete control over security measures. You can upload your own plugins, use the WordPress store to get free or paid plugins, and manage every aspect of your site's safety. WordPress.com is perfect if you are not tech-savvy and just need a simple blog or small online store to promote online. But if you want to build a fully customized site with your own code, additional features, and development tools, WordPress.org is the way to go. WordPress.com versus WordPress.org. Which is better for website owners, and why? So, which one should you choose, WordPress.com or WordPress.org? Folks, it depends on your needs. If you're just starting out and want something simple and hassle-free, WordPress.com is a solid choice. It's great for personal blogs, small hobby sites, or anyone who doesn't want to deal with the technical side of things. On the other hand, if you're building a business site, an online store, or anything that needs more flexibility and customization, WordPress.org is the way to go. Yes, it takes a bit more effort to set up, but the freedom it offers is worth it. Plus, hosting with providers like Verpex makes the process smoother than you might think. Think of it this way. WordPress.com is like renting an apartment. It's convenient, but with rules. WordPress.org is like owning a house. You can do whatever you want, but you have got to take care of it. Final thoughts. Alright friends, that's the lowdown on WordPress.com versus WordPress.org. Both are amazing tools, but the right choice depends on what you need from your website. Remember, every website needs a home, a place to live online. Companies like Verpex offer affordable hosting solutions with everything you need to get started, whether you're going the WordPress.com route or diving into the self-hosted world of WordPress.org. Alright folks, and that's all about my little WordPress.com versus WordPress.org comparison. Thanks for watching, until next time.